5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Get through this! Shut down! Defense matrix activated!
It's gonna make you feel better.
Barrier activated.
The objective is now active.
My ultimate is charging.
My ultimate is charging.
KMLV target is actually going to switch over to D.Va, so a more standard dive comp. And on the side of No Hero Limit, we have a Moira actually as the only variation to a Korean dive comp. Early Primal Rage will be committed by Dank Knight, and the Coalescence as well will keep him up. That's going to be 2 ultimates invested for a decisive team fight victory, getting the double boost onto both supports at the end. Impressive plays. What? Sub Super Duper CB. I'm just super because that name is super long. He overstayed his welcome a little bit there. That's going to give TriHard 6 a bit of an opportunity here to fight 6v5. The Pulse Bomb is good on the subred, but does not C-mech him. Brad will come down now. Aimless actually getting Panda there with his own Pulse Bomb. Super, he's pulling out a Dragon Blade. The double kill coming through there onto KMLV target and onto that Tracer. He's going to get another kill there late onto Frickle Dickle. Once again, convincing defense being put up here by side of No Hero Limit. 74% on the tick meter. Still no sign of TriHard 6 managing to flip the point. The dive will come through. Banana has now switched over onto the Mercy. The first pick will actually go to TriHard 6. Coalescence was too late to keep that Lucio alive. Pulse Bomb is good onto Banana. We'll take him out. And KMLV target will demech subred there with that self-destruct as well. So there's a bit of a man advantage here. Dynamic will come into the point, gets the nice rocket onto Super Duper. And man advantage.
All systems checked out.
Being pushed by the side of TriHard 6, and they're going to be able to get some control and some space. Flip the point over at 99%. Dynamic actually boofing subred off later on. That's going to be a nice stagger.
My ultimate is ready.
And now that they have some control over the point, the Pharah Mercy is going to work a little bit better, I feel. Aimless is going to try and start the switch, try and draw some people back, but his team is actually going in the same direction, so a bit of a bait here coming through, but they're not falling for it. The dive will come through from the side of TriHard 6. Barrage in the back line though. Razorfish has been taken down. Super pulling out his Dragon Blade. In the meantime, we'll take out that Mercy. Pulse Bomb is good, but not getting anything with it. Kills being traded out now, but of course that's going to favor the side of TriHard 6 as they have that Primal Raging Winston on the point. The Coalescence again is committed by Tallycat, committing a lot of ultimates to this. They want that flip of the point. They have it on man advantage now. Super gets a nice Helix rocket onto that Pharah, and they're going to switch it over. 99%, remember, is the cap meter, so they only have to win one fight convincingly to cap this first point. Super will take out Kmart. Not many members of TriHard 6 left available. Marble will come back for the contest, so again, the point is still ticking up in favor of TriHard 6. Is getting very, very close to that mythical 99% contest. Skills once again traded out. Both teams losing a support. The Dynamic will take out Super Duper on that Pharah there. Primal Rage once again. Aimless will get a nice pulse bomb onto Panda, and he will get the triple kill actually, with some nice follow-ups onto Kmart and to the opposing Tracer of Marble. Now TriHard 6 is scrambling to try and get people back to the point, but it's to no avail. Overtime will tick down. They get the last minute contest. Overtime is still going. Came up. It gets the Diva through that window, and he'll keep the contest going. But focus fire is too good.
Excuse me for
And, well, no hero limit will take this first map on Lijiang Tower.
Score.
There was a close one there. TriHard 6 managing to stall for a long time while the point was in their favor. See whether either team decides to change things up in terms of composition. Doesn't look like it at this stage. Still the dive comp with the pharmacy for the side of TriHard 6. And actually maybe there will be some changes for no hero limit. Or maybe they're just trolling with me. Yes they are. Super switching off onto their soldier, managing to do some work there towards the latter end of that round. He's going to stick with it here, so a bit of more poke dive composition coming through. Moira, once again, the chosen secondary support. Dynamic will get a quick kill on Super there, and that's going to give them a nice advantage. Marble will follow up onto Razorfish, and kill feed is all red right now. They have the first control of the point. The reset will come through, and they will get control as it unlocks. And first capture will go to TriHard 6 here. As they're trying to camp that spawn door right now, and they're managing to get some nice hits there. As Dynamic doing a lot of damage on that Pharah. Gonna follow. The supports are completely isolated for the side of no hero limit there. But meanwhile, as their DPS were trying to get the kills on the supports that were isolated, TriHard's no hero limits, tank line and DPS were wreaking havoc there on the point, and they do manage to get the flip. Well played by the side of no hero limit there, identifying that the team is split and collapsing onto one side. As Marble gets a kill there with that pulse bomb stick onto Super coming through. Subred actually going to take out Banana with that Diva bomb. He's a bit out of position, and Tallycat will get the double kill. Pop the Coalesce is trying to take out Dynamic, who was in the air with that barrage, but the Samurai will keep him alive. Freakle taking out Subred there. Subred's mech rather.
Fire. You'd be wise to stay out of my sight.
Kills are going the way of no hero limit right now, and they maintain control, 43% and counting on the cat meter.
Coalescence is charging.
After only 27% was accumulated by TriHard 6s when they got that first control. Still no changes coming through. Aimless has another pulse bomb available, and Super has that tack visor finally. Banana, of course, having that Valkyrie that could be crucial. We'll see whether he decides to use it on the engage or later on. He will use it on the grade engage, but just as Super pops that tack visor, he's going to take out Marvel. Kills are coming through as Banana actually has to hide from that tack visor, not able to do as much chain healing as he would like with that Valkyrie up. Once again, they batter away the forces of TriHard 6s. They're going to be diving through onto the backline. Transcendence will keep everyone alive, and Super will take out Trickle, punishing him for the over-aggressive dive. Dynamic will try and get an opportunistic barrage of the backline, but he's taken out. And Primal Rage doing lots of work. The Dank Knight will put the Winston barrier expired. It expired at the wrong moment, and Super was taken down unawares by that Diva bomb. That could be their opportunity. Coalescence will not do much. Aimless will get a nice stick onto the Diva, demeching her, and now there's a few kills going the way of TriHard 6 here. And they do have the man advantage. They do manage to flip the 99%. And now it's 30% and counting for them, so well played by the side of TriHard 6 there, managing to seize the opportunity to get a couple of picks and flip the point. after they had a pretty rough start to that fight. Diva, self-destruct, not. Actually gonna get dynamic. I'm not sure what position, and Amos is gonna punish the Rev as well, casting that body. The cutdown is gonna be committed there by Super Duper, and they actually do manage to flip the point over as they got the kills on the point as well. The tank line fell for the side of TriHard 6, and Super getting the double kill with the Helix Rockets. That's going to be it. They do manage to convincingly take Lijiang Tower 2-0 there. Some brilliant performances by the tanks and DPS. Aimless on that Tracer, sticking so many pulse bombs. He's going to get the play of the game for that as well. Nice clean up there. The triple kill, which pretty much won them their first point on Lijiang Tower. Yeah, impressive showing there. No hero limit, taking that first map, and now going to be heading on to Eichenwald, I believe, which will be our second map. See whether they're able to carry that momentum through onto Escort, onto Hybrid. There may be a substitution coming through for TriHard 6 here. See whether they want to sub in one of their players. Looks like they are going to. Equatherto is going to be coming in. And it's interesting, we're seeing some clash of styles really. No Pharah coming out for no hero limit on that first point. And Dynamic playing Pharah for pretty much both those points. But no TriHard, no hero limit coming out with a victory. Able to shut that Pharah Mercy combination down. Two very coordinated dive teams clashing here in our second match this week. And we're on to Eichenwald. It looks like, so try and get my colors correct. Looks like TriHard 6 will be attacking first, and no hero limit will be defending. And we have a bit of a pause, not sure what's really up. Perhaps a disconnect. I think the auto system may have paused the game. Yep. Razorfish has disconnected. This auto pause system is extremely good. Picks up before they even leave the game that they're disconnected, so that's really good. And it's fortunate for them that it happened during the setup phase, so no consequences from that disconnect. No ult charge loss. And we saw some interesting compositions being played in our first match on stream on Eichenwald this earlier today. We'll see whether they these two teams also try to pull out this Ryan Zarya with Reaper. Seems to be gaining a bit of popularity lately with Reaper's recent buffs. Or they may decide to keep it a bit more standard. It looks like for now that no hero limit are going to be running that Roadhog Orisa combination. Still waiting, of course, for that player to reconnect.
Thank you. Nothing's not on.
Well, time is ticking down. They do have, I think, a time limit to how long they can remain paused, but I think it may be 5 minutes or so, something like that. We will still be waiting. But yeah, the Ryan Zarya and Reaper composition. Subred has apologized for the disconnect. Looks like it's like maybe they're close to getting that player back into the game. It's interesting to me to compare the compositions being played here and the compositions especially being played at the highest level. If we look at Overwatch League, we're seeing a lot of Widowmaker. Of course, map pool does play a part there. But maybe we might see some Widowmaker play come out here as well in these two teams. Is Dreamcast free in your house? Well, looks like they're having some issues getting that player to reconnect. I'm not quite sure who disconnected. What was his ID? Razorfish. Razorfish is the one who's disconnected. Looks like his PC has died, so that's a little bit concerning. They're going to be trying to find a replacement here, substitution, but that's definitely a setback for the side of No Hero Limit. They came out strong in that that first map with Lijiang Tower, but they've lost one of their players now, and any last minute substitution they managed to get probably won't. Their coordination may take a little bit of a hit. Now, while we're waiting, how are you, Rufio? How are you doing today? I think you're muted, by the way, if you are talking. Why do I think TriHard 6 lost that last round? To be honest, I think both teams are pretty evenly matched. But there were just some clutch performances. They were just a little bit more coordinated with their dives. They were able to respond correctly to what TriHard 6 were doing. No Hero Limit were able to respond very well to what TriHard 6 were doing. And maybe it was pretty hard to say. It was dive versus dive. You know, things get a bit hectic. I think they did struggle being effective with that pharmacy, and they got punished a lot when the Mercy came into res a pick that had gone down. And No Hero Limit were very good at identifying when their supports were lagging behind the rest of the team, and punishing that as well. Because they have K-Mod on their team, well, I have to. I'm not sure about Kmart v Target. Which one do you think would win? It seems a bit of a. Seems like he's having a bit of an inner conflict. Kmart v Target. His name itself.
So yeah, looks like I've got my microphone back up and working.
Oh, that's. You are still a little bit staticky though.
Yeah, it's one of those funny little things I've had to deal with my mic.
So what do you think? Why do you think TriHard 6 lost that last round?
I was trying to keep as a spotter, it's kind of difficult to sort of keep up with different parts of the game, so it can be difficult to see, but it just seemed a bit of coordination on the dive.
I think on control it's very difficult sometimes to dive to pick out exactly what caused the loss without having some kind of replay.
I mean, they did have the Pharaoh wreaking quite a bit of havoc up there up top, and they managed to counter at times.
But yeah, I think some clutch performances, especially by their Tracer player.
Yeah, the Tracer player was really controlling space on the point well.
Yeah, and little differences just add up on control, and Razorfish has rejoined us.
Oh, looks like
So, yeah, we should be good to go, thankfully. Apologies for the delay, of course.
Unfortunately, we don't all have top spec computers.
Shadows.
Wonder what the issue was. Maybe we will never know. Whatever it is, he seems to have sorted it out.
Incoming in 30 seconds.
This is pretty much the best case scenario for no hero limit as well, getting the original player back as opposed to having to find a substitute. It looks like their defensive composition is pretty much locked in. They are going to be running that Orisa Roadhog, as I mentioned earlier, and this is actually a very short-range composition. The Zenyatta Ana is something reasonably standard for first-point defense in Eichenwald, but the Reaper coming through, and the Junkrat Grenade immediately comes down, and Dagnite finishes off Kmart v Target. That is a little bit unexpected, I'm sure. For him, Super Duper will take out Panda as well. That's going to be a very early reset for the side of TriHard 6 there. An immediate pick. Very effective Junkrat mine there.
Your team was defending.
On the attacking side, they are going to be running Ryan Zarya Roadhog actually, so it's a triple tank composition with the Reaper. So they're going to speed boost their Death Ball onto the point. And they're focusing down Dark Knight, but Ana manages to keep him alive. Their clutch grenade coming through from them, from Aimless. And Super Duper, meanwhile, is in the backline, he's taken out. Crickle Dickle there. And Kmart v Target, hooked, and line and sinker hooked into that Death Blossom from Super Duper. And reset coming through once again. Convincing defense being put up here by the side of forgotten the team names for a second there. Of No Hero Limit. And there's going to be a few changes. Equathoto is going to be switching off onto the Pharaoh, so the Pharaoh Mercy coming out now, and Panda onto the Brigitte. So Hook is good there onto Kmart, but no kill will come through, and Equa meanwhile in the backline has got the Zenyatta, and kills now being chained by the side of TriHard 6, and this should be a cap. They managed to split their support and tank line effectively, the enemy support and tank line effectively, and get those picks they needed. Snowball that into a team fight victory, and they've got the cap. Defensively, there's going to be a few changes as well. Tallycat is going to switch over to that McCree. He's taken down very, very low. Lucky to get alive there. The concussive blast from Equathoto actually doing him a bit of a favour there. Razorfish is going to get a pick onto Equa there. That's going to be The dive coming through. The Banana on the Mercy manages to get out, but he's thrown very low. Razor will finish him off. Dive is continuing. Tallycat will get the flashbang headshot onto Marble. Equa. Late kill onto Super Duper. This could be an opportunity for them to fight 6v5 if they manage to group up and push quickly. In fact, No Hero Limit is going to back away and just take the high ground position and wait for that respawn. The dive will come through. The sleep dart is good. The justice will be delivered by Equa there onto Subreds. Back. Manages to demech him, but the double kill pulse bomb to both supports. Marble making a hero flank through that keep area up the stairs and sticking the pulse bomb onto that Zenyatta and Ana. Super and Tallycat, the double hit scan, having to back away. Only the 2 DPS left alive. Subred is now back, getting the DM to try and protect Tallycat, but he has to back away as well as Tallycat eventually goes down. And Super is now in a bit of a battle here between Equa and Banana. Equa has switched off onto the Genji, but unfortunately, with that Mercy hitting, there's not much he can really do. With a huge disadvantage for No Hero Limit right now. They're going to have to fight 5v6. The Transcendence will try and give them a bit of an edge. The Nano Boost going on the Tallycat as well, but he's not able to make the most of it. That triple kill, Diva Bomb coming through from Kmart. And Subred will get some kills on the backside as well, but the point has already been taken. It's not going to amount to much in the end, and reasonably quick cap of the second point coming through for TriHard 6 there. They're going to be making their way through these corridors into the throne room. Dive will come through for Tank Knight there. He pops his primal rage. Tallycat will get the kill onto Panda, and Tank Knight will finish off Banana and Frickle-Dickle with that primal rage. Instant leap working wonders for him there. And reset will come through, but ult-wise, it's only Super with that with an ult available right now. That there has been a few changes. Subred has switched off onto the... Oh my god, Frickle-Dickle took so much damage there from the Junkrat nades. And almost got taken down very early on, but they're going to be making their way onto the point. And once again, a couple of changes for the attacking side as well. Kmart has switched off onto the Reinhardt. And Equa has that Dragon Blade available, but he's taken down. No Dragon Blade for this fight. Tallycat pops the Riptide, not able to get a kill, and eventually taken down by Marble there. But Nana, they'll try and punish him for the res. They do manage to do so, but Equa is rezzed up. They're going to have to back away. And Super does finish Equa off late there with the heal chops as well. They're going to be pushing them all the way into spawn. Super doing damage from afar. Getting 2 kills there very late onto the tank line. Going to be once again holding at this forward choke. May back away. Looks like they are going to do so as the respawns will come through. But 4 ults now available for No Hero Limit. So this is the chance to get a very convincing teamfight victory. Banana almost has that Valkyrie available, but Aimless will pop his first as Prime Rage comes down now for Tank Knight. And Equa into the backline. He pops his Dragon Blade, but he's very, very low. Super popping that track visor will take him down. And Tank Knight will finish off Kmart as well with his Primal Rage.
Enemies detected.
Well played by the side of No Hero Limit. Effectively using their ultimates, but they did use all 4. So this is the chance for the side of TriHard 6 to make a convincing play to winning a team fight here. They do have the Riptire. As Banana's going to switch off onto the Moira, so Equa is now on the McCree. They have that Riptire available. Very crucial ultimate in this current meta, able to get picks at ease as Equa actually takes down Tank Knight first up, but Tallycat will answer. And Panda and Marble comboing there to take down Subred, so they do have a bit of a man advantage here. The payload's going to be rounding this final corner as Tallycat trying to do his best to stay alive. He's quite low, but he's hidden behind the wall there. They do spot him. The Riptire will be committed. The Graviton Surge will come down. The Counter Graviton Surge also come down, and that one's better. Marvel will get the 3 kills as opposed to Tallycat's 2. And now there's a man advantage. Kmart with the Lotto Force charge coming through onto Dank Knight. The Tallycat's the only one left alive. Super Duper is now back. He's going to be contesting Razorfish. Also back on that Lucio. Kmart and Banana trying to do the best they can. Panda is back on the Lucio. They have 2 supports available. Frickle is back as well. Kmart is very low. He's taken down by Super there with a nice flank. Coalescence will be committed, but Dang Knight will take down the Lucio as well. No support. Sorry, no main tank available and no Lucio. Tallycat will get the kill onto Marvel there as well, and that's going to be that. They're stabilizing. They managed to push them off the payload, and they don't manage to complete in the end, but they got very, very close, so pretty much almost 3 points, but not quite, for TriHard 6 there. And it'll be interesting to see how no hero limits approach this attack. As TriHard 6 took a little bit of time to get any kind of foothold on this first point. But if they're able to get a couple of picks, they'll be able to get a significant time advantage going into points 2 and 3. We'll see what compositions both teams decide to pick. Looks like a pretty standard dive composition with Pharmacy coming through on the defense for TriHard 6 here. So they're going to be running a dive defense with Pharmacy, and for the attack, I don't think this is locked in. Super probably won't play the Mei, but it's entirely likely that the Ryan Zarya will be coming through with the Brigitte. I mean, he doesn't really seem like he's going to switch. He may play the Mei. That's going to be something a little bit out of Seoul Dynasty's book, really. Bridget Hong, of course, switching off to the Mei sometimes on Jungertown and Eichenwald for them.
2, 1.
Looks like, yeah, they are going to stick with it. So, see how this works out for them against the dive comp. If they don't have any real long-range hit scan, Mei's going to have to pretty much fulfill that role as the speed boost will come through all to the left-hand side of the point. They're on the point now, but Equa is completely uncontested in the air. He gets 2 quick kills onto Subred and Dank Knight, and that's going to be that. A quick reset will come through. They're going to follow through and get a bit more ult charge as well. Marble following up for the cleanup there. Well, Aimless is actually going to switch off into the McCree, Tallycat onto the Moira, so they're switching things up already. So now it's a little bit more divey, but the McCree, they're going to have to protect quite heavily. And I think that's why Tallycat has switched off onto the Moira, as the dive will come through now. And Super Duper immediately getting a kill onto Equa, so Farah is down. But they're a little bit scattered here as Aimless is actually going off. He's popping off, he's killing Banana, he's killing Marvel, and Super following up. He manages to get the Baby Diva as well. 3 kills there on that push. And Aimless proving that he is not quite aimless indeed. He's actually got a bit of aim after all.
My ultimate ability is the payload moves with certainty.
Well, as I was saying, quick cap actually coming through for no hero limit there, so they have a bit of a time advantage as opposed to TriHard 6 attack round, where they took 3 or 4 pushes to cap the first point. They're going to be pushing through that gate. The pulse bomb will come out from Marvel, but doesn't manage to gain any kills. As Super trying to push the members back off that edge there. The dive will come down now. They will push off the high ground onto the payload. They're contesting. The Diva Bomb thrown out by Kmart. Does manage to catch Razorfish. Unlucky, they're not able to get around the corner. Aimless pulling out that Deadeye from the high ground, getting Banana. And there's a man advantage now for No Hero Limit. They're going to be pushing that payload. They've got a bit of space. It's going to probably get all the way to this final corner before the contest will come through. In fact, they're unlucky not to get a kill there onto Equa. He's had to dash away, and they're going to be pushing up onto the high ground to try and contest Aimless and not give up that high ground for free. Dank Knight, will pop his Primal Rage, but the Transcendence will be out for Panda. Razorfish actually getting the first kill onto Frickle Dickle. No main tank available. Coalescence out for Tallycat, getting the double kill onto both supports. That could be crucial as Kmart trying to do his best to contest the payload, but him and Marble are the only ones left alive. They made short work of. Aimless hitting a nice headshot onto Marble there to finish him off, and Frickle will have to reset. They will cap the second point. Looks like they've given it up. In fact, there's a Mercy v McCree duel going on right now, but Dank Knight intervening. And Panda getting the late kill onto Razorfish, but they do manage to cap that second point, and the payload will be making its way into the castle. And they're pushing up very forward, trying to deny this corner position from TriHard 6, but they do pull back as Kmart has respawned. The dive will come through from the Winston there. The Dragon Blade is committed by Equa, but he doesn't manage to get anything. Super taking him down in the middle of it. And actually a Diva Bomb completely into the backline. Doesn't manage to get anything, but turns enough of the shield. Aimless with a double kill. The Deadeye is good. They managed to turn Kmart's shield, and he gets the kill onto him and the support of Panda. And now the Primal Rage is committed to hold people at the spawn. No Hero Limit coming through with the victory there. Convincing display, especially on the attack round.
Play of the game.
This is Super Diva coming through with that Death Blossom for the play of the game, but convincing display, as I said, from No Hero Limit. Fast cap on that point A gave them a time advantage, and really the payload didn't really look like it was ever going to slow down from that point onwards.
Epic.
Aw, thanks, loves.
2-0 now for No Hero Limit, but remember, every map matters in this competition, and we will be playing Control for our third map. Volsky Industries will be the map. And TriHard 6 need to pull something out to take a victory on this third map. Try and take one map off No Hero Limit and not lose 3-0.
Yeah, that's a much more interesting map, that one.
Yeah, there's definitely much more room for compositional creativity on Escort. But what did you think about that map, Rufio? What gave No Hero Limit the edge?
I mean, No Hero Limit sort of on their defense, they managed to stall out TriHard quite a few times, which really gave them the extra time in the bank, so that TriHard couldn't quite cap the final point. And on the attack, No Hero Limit, I mean, they came out with the double tank with the Mei strategy at first, and they realized it wasn't going to work with the Pharah involved, and so they switched straight away. And TriHard just never recovered from that.
They shut down that Pharah instantly after they switched heroes.
Very easily, yeah.
Yeah, Equa didn't. It was almost like Equa didn't really expect the compositional change, but went a bit too far forward, and Aimless took him down.
And I mean, once he switched off from the Farad over to the Genji as well, he got caught out quite a few times, just stuck in their back line without their dive sort of coming through to support him.
Yes, I noticed a couple of Dragon Blades as well, not really able to get much from those. not able to pull fights around when you use them.
Yeah, I mean, if you're running a Genji, then you really need to have that support there to make those Dragon Blade work.
Traveling to
that's
Volskaya
right.
Industries.
But we're going to be making our way now into Volskaya Industries. What do you think TriHard 6 have to do to try and take a win on this map?
I mean, they really just need to not just focus on their composition, but just really work with each other to try and make those dives just a little bit more crisp and just sort of pick their target and make sure they all go for it.
Yeah, that's it. Better coordination will do wonders for any team, and hopefully we see Equa stay on this Widowmaker. And pause is requested actually, so hopefully, can we get a pause? Pause, Rufio, pause.
Pause on them.
Was that a pause or was that a P? Or just a random P?
Might have been a random P. Like, we don't actually have the chat up in here, just in case.
Okay, well I will ask him whether he wants a pause. Yeah, okay, he does want a pause. Okay.
The pause coming through.
Subrids is... yep, so maybe some more technical issues. But as I was saying... go on.
Yeah, for those in chat who are in chat, remember the stream is delayed by 2 minutes, so that's why some of our replies come through a little bit late.
Yeah, that's right. Where's the 3KD or 3K jump cooler? Oh, for the play the game, okay. Anyway, yeah, as I was saying, hopefully we see Equa switch, stay on this Widowmaker, of course. Very high impact pick if the team can work around it. And it's dominating the meta right now in the pro scene, but of course they're on a bit of an older patch.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens when they do come onto the new patch and when Brigitte does become playable in the league.
Yeah, if anything, I don't see the amount of Widowmaker usage changing. I mean, this is right now in AAOL they do have a very Widowmaker favoured map pool, but even in stage 2 they did play a lot of Widowmaker and Mercy.
I mean, the Widowmaker, she can make such a huge difference, and if you got a team that can play off of her, then you can really just zone out another team if your Widow is of better quality than the opposite. They're opposite numbers.
Yes, so many of those compositions come down to getting focusing their composition around protecting and enabling that Widowmaker to get the picks that they need. So definitely interesting way to play.
I mean, it's definitely one of the ones that a lot of people never really thought of, and then once the pros started doing it, everyone, of course, wants to try their hand as a Widow.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, if you can hit those shots though, it's good. But if you can't, then it's not quite as effective.
I mean, if you can hit those shots and have the team to be able to play around you, then she is probably one of the strongest heroes in the meta.
That's right, yeah. Especially with those buffs to her mobility. The grappling hook is
but at the same time,
very, very crucial.
At the same time, if she's not doing her job, then she can be your team's Achilles heel.
Yeah, that's right. But let's talk about this Sombra pick that may be coming through for Super Duper as well. Sombra, of course, getting the buffs recently, but hasn't really made as much of an impact as people were expecting. What do you think about that, Rufy?
I mean, to start with, everybody was playing her quite a lot because, yeah, her new buffs, she was ridiculously OP, but then, of course, everybody just realized she's not actually that hard to shut down.
And I saw Dante tweeting today, actually, about that good team play. The counter to a Sombra play, a Sombra focus strategy is just good team coordination and separating when there's an EMP, spreading out when there's an EMP available, being able to identify where the Sombra is, and deathballing her when she doesn't have that EMP, and really trying to minimize the effect of those hacks.
And that's pretty much what everyone's been doing with her. The minute you sort of identify where she's coming from, with her really low health pool, she's quite easy to take down.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, well, Tracer Sombra is still pretty viable though if you if you do want to play around that kind of composition. We'll see whether that gets locked in for No Hero Limit here. But they are on defense first up. Of course, that large health pack on point A is a very nice source of healing from with Sombra's hack.
And that's
Looks
why
like we might... Yeah.
Are we about to go back in?
Maybe. It looks like we're looking for a sub now.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that's why Sombra's always been really good on these type of maps, on the assault maps, because you usually have one of those health packs very close to the point, and it allows the teams to play off that health pack.
Yeah, that's right. And of course, she doesn't gain ult charge from that health pack use anymore, but it's still a very nice, effective form of healing, especially with the large health pack.
I mean, that's 200 a pop, and then with her hack on the health pack, what is it, halving the time?
Yeah, I think it's 50%. Yeah.
So that's almost always available to whichever team is controlling.
Especially if you play around, and that area is actually pretty strong to play around as well. It gives you good sight lines for your DPS and ability to disengage. So that also enables that kind of composition on this map. And well, we're still waiting. Looks like there's going to be a sub for the side of TriHard 6 here, as Marble has had to leave. And not sure... Yeah, it looks like Marble is the one who was having technical issues with his internet, and he is going to sub out. Not sure who is going to replace him.
Hopefully they're able to find somebody to come in. We can...
Yes, Dynamic is going to come back in.
We can get this game rocking along and finished off.
Yep, so hopefully we're all good now. Looks like it, and we're going to get back into it. Still in the setup phase, of course. 30 seconds left for that.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
This is what I like to see on the attacking side. Oh, Echo switched off into trade. That would have been good. I would have liked to have seen some Widowmaker with Pharmacy. That is a very interesting composition. Very tactical.
So the new sub-in is going to be playing the Pharah, so this should be interesting.
5.
Yeah, Dynamic, of course, played the Pharah on Lijiang Tower as well.
Attackers incoming.
Not able to get the win on that one, but we'll see whether he can perform a little bit better on False Sky Industries here, as he's going to be going around that left-hand side while the rest of his team make their way through main onto the point. Now he's joined up with them again. Of course, No Hero Limit are holding on that right-hand side high ground. They can jump down now. Both the supports are still there. Dynamic getting up close and personal, but not able to hit the shots. Meanwhile, the tank line is melting to the forces of Dank Knight and Sub Red there.
They're taking the objective.
Not able to really make those rockets effective. Dynamic having to back away. Subred being demeched though late on, and that could give them a bit of an opportunity with no Diva mech available to cancel out these Pharah rockets. They're going to have to push relatively quickly. They're going to go through the right hand side into that corridor and onto the high ground, and there's been no rotation actually coming through for the side of No Hero Limit. They decide to fight directly, and the boop is good from Panda there, booting with Dark Knight off the map. But meanwhile, Aimless is popping off, manages to take out Equa, but Dynamic, the rockets are uncontested, and both the DPS going down there. The Diva is demeched as well. Aimless doing his best, but Dynamic with 4 kills manages to finish the rest of the team off, and that's going to be a cap pretty quick there and pretty decisive in the end.
Objective A
We
captured.
have 4 ults available for this next fight. Banana very, very close, of course, to that Valkyrie. And so that's going to be both support ults. Meanwhile, for the side of No Hero Limit, they also have both support ults available and the Primal Raid, so a lot of stall potential available for them. They're going to be holding very far forward. They're going to pop the Primal Rage as well. I think he popped that just to stay alive. He was getting chunked down very, very quickly. And yeah, he manages to get away though. And no ult still committed from either side besides that. The D.Va self-destruct will be popped and actually gets targeted. That was incredible positioning on that D.Va self-destruct. And every ult being pulled out now, but Super Duper actually getting the Helix Rockets onto Panda. That will mean no Lucio available, but the rest of his team, the rest of TriHard 6, Subred with a double kill with the D.Va self-destruct though. That'll spell the end of this push here for TriHard 6. Coming in clutch there with that D.Va bomb. Get the double kill.
I'm here. Down for the count.
Equa will jump off the map to reset.
Excuse me for dropping in.
And well, they're going to be regrouping and trying once again. Unfortunately for them, they did pop all of their ults in that fight. They went very, very hard after that initial pick from the D.Va self-destruct. All that pressure was just absorbed by No Hero Limit as the dive will come through. 2 quick kills though on the disengage. And still relatively even. There's a man advantage for the side of No Hero Limit though, and that should spell the end of this push. Dynamic is resetting, and Equa pushed off the point.
I'm on fire.
Very nice disengage there. Aimless's flashbang punishing that dive from Frickle Dickle.
My ultimate is charging.
Back to the drawing board for the side of TriHard 6. They're gonna have to build up some ultimates now. Came up close to that self-destruct dynamic, also building up that barrage here.
Waste this opportunity.
For now, Pulse Bomb is available. If you can get a quick pick onto one of the squishies, he throws it out but not able to get the kill onto Aimless. He's in a bit of a duel right now with Aimless, but he has to be careful not to get flashbangs. Aimless actually rolling into him and getting taken down, not able to get that flashbang out. Meanwhile, barrage popped. And the D.Va self-destruct, the res will come through onto Frickle Dickle, and the Valkyrie popped, but Super Duper with the Tac Visor will take out Kmart, but Kmart answers back. Double kill with the self-destruct, and they have now a bit of momentum on the point. They're pushing it. Frickle Dickle has that Primal Rage. He's battering Razorfish into that room. He takes him out. And Super Duper and Subred trying to do what they can. Dank Knight is now back, but Super Duper does take out Dynamic. The Valkyrie is not enough to keep him alive, but he is rezzed. And now the kill feed is turning red. Super Duper taking out Banana late. That could provide them a bit of opportunity, but Equa is still keeping the kills going. The sound barrier now popped for TriHard 6, giving them that extra bit of shield. Dynamic with the double kill. The Barrow Rockets proving crucial here. And Tallycat will get taken out. Super Duper coming in to contest the D.Va bomb is good. Taking out Razorfish. He's not able to touch the point. And round 1 is complete. 1 minute and 59 seconds on the clock. So still a decent time on the board for TriHard 6 here. And crucially, they did manage to finish the map, which means if No Hero Limit managed to match their efforts, we will be going to extra rounds. So, well, a bit of a better showing hit there from TriHard 6 on Volsky Industries' attack. We'll see what No Hero Limit managed to answer back with. But
Yeah, there's much more
Yeah, what did
coordinated
you-
by TriHard 6. I mean, no hero limit. They made a couple of key mistakes, especially on that first point, just not cycling out, and TriHard 6 managed to really punish them for it.
Yeah, I was surprised they didn't rotate off that because they knew exactly where they were going, and yeah, it was good play though from Panda. The boop was absolutely crucial. Got rid of that main tank, and then from there on it was just a collapse onto the rest of the team.
And then the second, almost similar issue happened on the second point as well. They just managed to
incoming in
pick off a
30
couple of their key
seconds.
players, and then it was just a matter of attrition whether they could hold on or not.
Yeah, that's right. A couple of failed push on the second point, but they did manage to build up some ultimates and take it in the end. And well, let's talk about some of these compositions. As the defensive composition seems to be locked in for TriHard 6. They're going to be running a dive,
5,
and
3,
but this time they're going to be having the soldier being pocketed by the Mercy actually, and the Junkrat, of course, Junkrat, still a very effective pick on the defense here. For the attacking side, they're going to run that poke dive once again with the Moira, similar to what they ran on Eichenwald. See where that comes through here for them. They're going to be running around that left-hand side onto the high ground. Dynamic is kind of alone, but he manages to pull back, but not before he gets the kill onto Tallycat. Tallycat running into that Junkrat grenade there. Unfortunate for him, but a bit of disengage coming through now for no hero limit, waiting for their healer and soldier to respawn. Meanwhile, Subraid is going to be putting some pressure onto Dynamic there on the high ground. Backs away. And they've actually got a Widowmaker now, so Super Duper switched off onto the Widowmaker from the soldier. Going to be trying to get a crucial pick here. We'll see whether he can hit the shots required. He does! That's the first kill onto Panda. The headshot was good. The dive will come through. The res actually will get him, but he's immediately picked up again by Super Duper. Brilliant play by him. Aimless will get taken down in the middle of the beat. Gets another headshot onto Frickle Dickle. Widowmaker, what can I say? If you're able to hit the shots, there's very little you can really do against a good Widowmaker. Super Duper coming out clutch there for his team,
new defense point.
giving them easy capture onto the first point. And they are ahead in ult percentage as well. They will have a couple of ults available for this next fight. Super Duper has that infrasight available as well, so we'll see when he decides to pop that. Meanwhile, the dive will be coming through, and the attack visor committed by Equa, but he's being focused down. Tallycat taken down though before he can get the damage through with that coalescence. Dynamic is down though. Kmart with that primal rage will get the double kill and spell the end of that push. Super Duper not able to hit the headshots in that second fight. Bit difficult though with so much furniture in the way on this second point. See whether he decides to switch off the Widowmaker. And he does, he switches off onto Soldier, so smart decision from Super Duper there. Widowmaker very difficult to play on this second point. Going to be posturing once again. Dive will come through. And the sound barrier is committed. The Diva self-destruct will come out. It's a little bit mispositioned, not able to get much. Panda is the first pick though. Dark Knight getting that one. The Riptire still going around. Super Duper will take it out though before he manages to get a kill. These Riptires are not getting anything today. And Aimless taking out Frickle Dickle as well. They haven't that advantage. The Pulse Bomb. Great Pulse Bomb from Aimless onto Equa. Aimless is popping off. He actually stuck onto the Diva, but Equa was too close and got taken out from the splash. But meanwhile, the tank line is now back for TriHard 6, and they're getting a couple of kills. Dynamic with that Junkrat, putting down tons of damage. And once again, Kmart and Frickle Dickle coming out clutch for their team. The tank line of this TriHard 6 unit
The hunter
is
lays a trap for his prey.
definitely the MVPs of their team on this map.
Now it's on.
Equa is kind of alone there. He is taken out in the end. He's going to go very low and taken out there by Dark Knights. Tesla Cannon, the Riptide will come out now. He gets the kill onto Razorfish. That's a little bit better. The Tac Visor committed by Super Duper, but unfortunately he's not. He does get Equa, but are they able to really push this into a fight with the respawn advantage? The Diva self-destruct. Put out. Meanwhile, they do have a bit of a minor advantage, but of course the respawn timer is too good for the defensive team on Volskaya. The Dragon Blade will come out from Equa. Meanwhile, Frickle Dickle battering Dark Knight into a corner with that Primal Rage. Takes him out, came out and gets a kill there onto Razorfish as well with his Diva. And once again, the tank line comes through for TriHard 6 and pushes away the forces of No Hero Limit.
I will not waste this opportunity.
Enemy clustering for another push once again. Ult advantage now in favor of the defensive team, but No Hero Limit do have a couple of ults close to coming online. Coalescence is almost ready, and so is that Pulse Bomb as the dive once again comes through, and the Coalescence and the Sound Barrier both pop. They really want to change this into a victory, and Brigitte ultimate also committed by Panda, and the Tac Visor will take out Triple Dickle there from Super Duper. Diva Bomb committed, but kills are now coming through. Equa getting the dash onto Razor though, that could be crucial. Dark Knight is battering him away. He does manage to get the kill, but now once again the tank line is back. The Winston and the Diva. Dynamic switching off onto the Roadhog actually gets the hook on the Dark Knight, takes him down. The Super Duper, meanwhile, is completely uncontested there in the backline. He's raining down damage with that Soldier, and the Dragon Blade is committed just to try and deal with him. He's staying alive. The Moira heals coming through with that Bardic Field. The Coalescence will be popped as well by Tallycat. And brilliant play there from Tallycat, managing to keep his soldier alive, and Razorfish will take down Equa in the meantime. Another Tac Visor from Super Duper, and that should be it. They have some momentum now. The Panda trying to do his best, hold up in that corner with his shield up, but it's not enough. Equa on the mate, desperately trying to do what he can to stall. He pops and Aimless getting that Pulse Bomb onto him just as he comes out of the ice block. Another Sound Barrier popped by Razorfish, but meanwhile there's only 60 seconds left. They've already ticked down a lot of time. There's an effective stall coming through from TriHard 6, but eventually they do manage to cap, and less than 1 minute left on the clock, which will mean their time resets to 1 minute, and TriHard 6 get 2 minutes and 6 seconds on their extra round. And I think I'm losing my voice after that fight.
That was a massive stall on that last point.
Yeah, I mean, it just went forever, and clutch plays there by Tallycat to keep Super Duper alive on that soldier against the Dragon Blade from Equa. I mean, that was incredible.
That was a great player, but Super had I think there was 3 or maybe 4 Tac Visors on that push.
Yeah, that's right. He managed to. He was just uncontested in the back line, and Equa popping the Dragon Blade to try and deal with him. He's kept alive, and he popped yet another one straight afterwards. So, yeah, just entirely uncontested, and he's able to rain down damage. Brilliant play from Super there to clinch that cap.
I'm surprised they're not trying out their Widow again.
Yeah, I mean, it was effective last time. Perhaps they're concerned that they'll be ready for it second time, but I mean, it was definitely very effective. And they do want to go for that poke dive comp once again, so going back to what they practiced. Probably, and Super getting a very early pick there, and they were going to go around the right hand side flank, but after that pick they're just going to dive straight in and try to make the most of it, but came out though in getting the pick onto Dank Knight, and Fickle will follow up. That'll be
30 seconds.
Subred actually falling off the map, looks like. It doesn't amount to much. They do manage to defend, but of course respawns will favour the attacking team on this first point. They will be able to come in with their man advantage here. 6v5.
10 seconds.
Looks like Amos is actually trying to spawn camp. Dynamic there. Razorfish getting the kill though, meanwhile, on the point. Dynamic and Aimless are in a battle behind the point. Aimless getting the better of him. And now he's back onto the point. There's a huge man advantage now for the side of No Hero Limit, and the Pulse Bomb is good on to Kmart. Frickle trying to do his best with Primal Rage. Coalescence will dunk him down, and that should be another cap in overtime for No Hero Limits here. They will not get any extra time, of course, going on to the second point. So, besides 30 seconds, I think they're going to get.
30 seconds.
So they will have to rush. They will only have one fight to try and get what they can on the second point. Dank Knight once again getting a quick kill onto Equa. Equa is dying first twice now on these extra rounds, and Super Duper with the tack visor will push everyone away. The sound barrier keeping him alive. The Riptire will get taken down by him as well. That was incredible play from Super. That could have changed the outcome of this fight if that Riptire had landed. And the rest of his team collapsing onto the remaining members of TriHard 6. They're being pushed back. This could be a full 2 points in overtime by No Hero Limit, and they do manage to do it. Impressive plays by them in the extra rounds, making the best of that 1 minute that they had. And yeah, well, 2 minutes now on the clock for TriHard 6 to do the same, and if they do manage to do that, we'll be going to extra rounds again. Second round of extra rounds. Wouldn't it be insane if that happens? I think my voice would actually die if that happened, but
it doesn't happen a whole lot, but it does sometimes happen. But I'm not sure if are they up to the challenge.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see. The Equa dying first twice now on those fights on that Tracer. He hasn't played much Tracer this match. Perhaps it's a little bit of a more uncomfortable pick for him.
Attackers incoming in.
I mean, he has been playing pretty far forward even with his Genji, so he might be trying to do a very similar thing, but it seems that No Hero Limit.
Well, of course, Marble, the player that they subbed out, unfortunately had to leave, was their Tracer player. So perhaps a bit of he was thrown into the deep end a little bit there by that substitution.
But it seems No Hero Limit is also really targeted him as he's pushing through.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, that's right. In fact, No Hero Limit is going to go a bit cheesy here. They're running Subred on the Torbjorn and Aimless on the McCree. This is going to be a bit of a nightmare for Dynamic to deal with, at least early on, until that turret is taken down. Not sure where the turret actually is. It's actually right next to the choke. They take it down. Now Aimless has a bit more room. Equa taking down the second turret though. It's going to be difficult for now Subred to get another one up. He does do so on the right hand side. And there's been a pause, so Super disconnecting. Unfortunate for him, that's really... that's going to be unfortunate if this ends up deciding this map. He's disconnected. We're going to have to wait, I think, until he comes back. But he, of course, he's going to come back in spawn, which means there's going to be a man advantage immediately for TriHard 6 here.
I'm just trying to see where some of their players are. I've got 3 of them pushing forward.
And it looks like the turret's about to go down. The Pharaoh rocket I see in the air. So yeah, it's going to be difficult. They're running Torbjorn as well, so it looks like server has closed. So not even technical issues. Not sure what's going to happen here. What is the verdict? It looks like we're going to have to get a moderator in here.
Looks like TriHard's just... Looks like everyone's busting out.
Yeah, we might have to have a... I'm not sure what... Yeah, everyone has disconnected. Even I've disconnected.
I think you got 2. Maybe there was some issues earlier on with Oceania BattleNet. So maybe this is coming to play.
Maybe. I think it's a good idea possibly to get a admin to figure out what's going to happen here on this in this match, because it's going to be difficult to replay it. I wouldn't have thought either team would be really happy with a rematch. But try and figure out what's going to happen.
Oh, looks
Traveling
like
to
we're going back in.
Volskaya Industries.
But only half of us are in here. I mean, No Hero Limit does have the win.
Yeah, so it's really only a question of who gets this last point from the third map.
Okay, looks like some of them are starting to come back in.
Yeah, you might have to invite me again to the game because I've been kicked out. Yep.
Oh wait, there's actually no invite to custom game.
Oh, that's good. Did it resume the game from the pause?
It should do.
That's incredible. I'm impressed, Blizzard. That's all I can say. I'm impressed. But I'm not sure how that worked. Wait, it may not be the same pause. I think the game was restarted. Perhaps, we'll see. We're still waiting for... I'm not sure who's even in. Only 4 players are in right now. Oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3... 7. 7 players are in out of the 12. Looks like we're having some server issues.
Yeah, I'm guessing because there's been so much of them dropping out, this would definitely be a server thing.
Yeah, that's right. And...
Alright, so some of the saying server crashed.
Yeah, in the Twitch, I see. In the Twitch chat. Even quick play games are affected apparently, so...
A very inopportune time for it to happen, unfortunately.
That's right, I'm not sure what the verdict will be. For this, we won't... I wouldn't think we would replay the map. I would have thought we would maybe just restart it with TriHard 6 attacking, and then if it goes past 2 minutes, we say. I'm not sure. It's really difficult because it was extra rounds. It wasn't like a normal round as well. It's really difficult to figure out how to treat it. Looks like we're still waiting for some players to rejoin.
Okay, and it seems like everyone's lost their minds because looks like everyone has dropped.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen.
So yeah, it looks like for those who might be on the Discord, it looks like everyone's jumped into queries. So this is, I'd say this is a server-wide issue.
Yeah, I would say so. I'm not sure. It looks like a lot of games in the league have been affected by this. It'll be up to the admins, I guess, to make a decision of what's going to happen. I wouldn't have thought we would replay all of the maps.
So yeah, looks like it might just have to be a pause or an end on this one.
Maybe,
so I think the captains will probably end up talking to each other and decide what to do with the final match, or how to go with it. So I think that'll be it from us on this game.
Okay, well, anticlimactic end in the end, but yeah, some good Overwatch this week. Unfortunately, it had to end this way.
I mean, that was...
God damn it, Blizzard.
I mean, Blizzard does things so well at times, but other times...
Yeah, unfortunate. I'm not sure what happened. I'm sure it was like...
But that was a much better map, that one. Like, TriHard 6 had really sort of stepped up towards the end there.
Yeah, exactly. And it's unfortunate we couldn't see the end of it because it was a very close one, as you said. But, yeah, well, I think that'll be it from us. My name's ReZero, and...
My name's Rufio, and we'll see you guys next time.
See ya.